she's a stone cold killer.
It's just gossip. I think she could be banished.
This is some bull.
And one of the people that was on the show that really knew all of you is Peppermint, who's actually on the board of GLAAD, works with us every day to support the LGBTQ community. MJ, I love that the world is getting to know someone like Peppermint, who just happens to be trans, happens to be a part of the community. What was it like for you to kind of get to know Peppermint a little bit?
It was really cool. She had the best outfits lined up, and her looks were serving. And what's really interesting is that it also led to, you guys have already seen this, right? So it's amazing. She does not check her DMs, because I've definitely slid in and she needs to. So Peppermint, if you see this, hit me back.
You know what? You're not the only one. Sheree also and Tamara have both said that they DM'd her and she hasn't hit them back. So I'm going to call Peppermint and be like, get in your DMs. Everyone loves you. Hit them back.
We'll be there. Yeah.
I love that. Janelle, any special thoughts on Peppermint and, you know, getting to experience the show with her?
I wish she could have stayed longer, because I feel like we could have worked together, because I don't know why it was all gossip. It was like Peppermint. And I'm like, oh, well, people are saying Peppermint. But Peppermint could have been a really good asset for the faithfuls.
Yeah.
It was devastating. It was devastating to see her.
I think her banishment was the worst one. I did not like that.
Dan, what's your perspective on that? Because I know her banishment has been a very hot topic among all of the groups that I've talked to today.
Yeah, you know, I was, from a gameplay standpoint, I was just like, okay, I'm glad it's not me, but I give Peppermint credit because and I'm 99% remembering this. I knew she was a fan, and she knew the dynamics of Survivor and Big Brother. And I thought it was pretty cool. In the game, and I don't know if it's in the episode or not, she brokered a peace treaty between Sandra and Parvati. I'm like, the only person that is going to know how to do that is someone who knows there's a beef between them, someone who's dialed in and knows their personalities from the show. And so for Peppermint to do that, I'm like, okay, that's forward thinking down the game. And I believe she was the only person in the game that could have brokered that peace deal between Parvati and Sandra.
I love her, but it was so hard because everybody's saying this person's a traitor. And I'm going, I haven't even had a conversation, and I can't make an assumption about this, and you just have to go with the group, otherwise you stand out and then you're the next target.
Phaedra, you're always such a loud and proud supporter of the community. What was it like for you to get to meet Peppermint and kind of, get to chat with her a little bit?
I love Peppermint. We got dressed, in the same quarters. And so, she's a girly girl, much like myself. We love our hair, our nails, fashion. And so, I just hated that she didn't get to stay longer, but I think she represented the community well. I think this opens up, new doors. I mean, I think it will start a conversation about opportunities on shows like this. So I think hands down, even though she didn't stay long, she was voted the most popular day one. So that in itself speaks volumes about who she is as a woman and, how she affected people just by merely meeting them one time. Hands down, she was the most popular. And they vote, everyone voted her as most popular. So that shows in itself that she really made a great impression on everyone.
I mean, she was so much fun. She had such a great big personality. It was kind of a shame that she got eliminated so quickly. I feel like she really did bring a lot to the show, and as far as hanging out with her, she was so much fun and she had a great personality, and I know I really enjoyed spending time with her.
No, she was a fireball for sure.
We love a fireball. Johnny Bananas, how about you and Peppermint? Did you get to kind of have any chats, spend some time together?
I've met Peppermint, so we've actually filmed in the past. I hosted a travel show called First Look for a while on NBC, and during the pandemic, we did an episode, and she basically came on. We did a whole segment together. So I've known Peppermint just from the past, but dude, she's just such a breath of fresh air, and anyone that's gonna bring flavor to the house and entertainment, that's what you want. We're there to make TV, okay? Whatever your brand is of doing that, let's do it. I tell you what, the brand is not fun, and that does not make TV, are the boring losers that sat in the corner and were threatened by all of us fun people. And they were most of them were traitors. So yeah, that's what I didn't think was very cool.
I did get to chat with. I got to chat with you know, with nearly everyone. You know, got to learn certain things about them. And Peppermint, she's a very outspoken and delightful type of person. You know, she got a big energy, and she lights up the room for sure. You know, it was good to get to interact with her in the short period of time that we had. But I'm glad that she was a part of the show. You know, and I wish her nothing but the best moving forward. Whatever she is in this world, I wish her the best. And I hope she's happy.
Anthony, I wish we hadn't got her wrong. I must say, I wish we hadn't got her wrong.
Yes.
I agree with Beyonce. She's a wonderful person. I had told her one-to-one, I think in reality, I'm pretty sure it was filmed, that I had the highest respect for her work as a trans advocate. I've been an advocate for the LGBTQ+ community myself in the British Parliament as a matter of record. So, you know, I was sorry to vote to banish her, but we worked on the basis of scraps, no very clear evidence. She made one or two slips that made us think she was a traitor. Do I regret that we got rid of her? I do. I think she's a fantastic person.
Yes.
You heard it here. We got it wrong. We got it wrong. We got it wrong. We owe her an apology.
Well, I feel like I didn't get to spend enough time with her, and that's my own doing. And very sad whenever she left and she sort of stood up there and she had made a comment. She was like, I have like a huge platform to, you know, talk about being trans. And I was just like, oh my gosh, we have made such a big mistake. And that was like really a big deal with me. And so, yeah, I'm big in the community as well, not as big as Peppermint is, but like I'm an ally and I've marched in parades and I am always the one who is talking about the community, and I just feel so bad. So hopefully I get to apologize to her face to face.
We can make that happen. Peter, obviously with the fandom, Bachelor, you know, Nation, all of the people that are going to tune into the show because of you, I think it's an interesting opportunity, you know, going back to Peppermint, maybe for people to learn a little bit more about the community, especially for trans people. What was it like to get to spend time with someone like Peppermint?
I absolutely love Peppermint. So on our first car ride to the mansion, or not to the mansion, Jesus, to the castle, it was, I was paired up with Peppermint. So she was one of the first ones that I actually got to meet. And I got to spend, you know, probably some of the most amount of time with her out of all the castmates just when she left. But just such a powerful woman. I love what she stood for. I obviously wish, you know, she would have, you know, made it longer. It was tough because in the beginning, again, you don't know who to trust. And she was someone that I wanted to give my trust to. You just, how can you not want to? And, you know, we'd have discussions with each other. And it was tough to see her leave, but again, just such a great ally, obviously, and I love what she's doing and pushing, and love Peppermint.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Ekin-Su, any Peppermint fond memories or learning experiences that you got to chat with her about?
You know, I always said to Peppermint, you're so beautiful. And I said, I have this thing where I uplift women, right? And I did it in Love Island. And I said to her, you are beautiful and you're strong. And don't let anyone kind of put you down. And I said, don't take anything to heart. Like, if you're out the game, if you're in the game, it's a freaking game. No one's attacking your personality. You're fiery, you're strong. And I said to her, like, just don't take it seriously if someone's like questioning you. And that was one of the last things I said to her. And I said, look, just to let you know, just letting you know you have beautiful eyes. Before she left, I was like, just reminding you, because this game can kind of get you if you're vulnerable, if you're a bit insecure, it can kind of like hit a sort of trauma in you.
Of course.
And that's why I would just wanted to remind her that. And she's a great person. And we the cast loved her.
Peppermint said, you can't reach me for months and months, or weeks and weeks. But Tamara, on to Peppermint, you know, Sheree mentioned meeting Peppermint. I think it's really incredible to have someone who's trans, who's a part of the community, really coming to so many people's televisions. What was it like for you to kind of get to know Peppermint? You know, I know she was on a...
I'm bummed. You know. We did have some times where we were in a room together, because sometimes they separate us and we have a lot of waiting, so we get to know other people better that we didn't know prior. Sweetheart, the outfits, the glam were amazing. I was a little bit jealous. Just a very kind person, and I feel bad because she wasn't on long enough, and I would have liked to see her on longer.
Yeah, and Sheree, you know, with that, I think about Atlanta being a pretty progressive place for LGBTQ people, but, you know, how important is it, you know, that when we see people like Peppermint, that we do support trans people of color, LGBTQ people. You know, I think it's a good reminder for people.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that, we're all equal. I think that, being supportive of LGBTQ, Peppermint being there, I think it was amazing. And I felt like of everything, Max, everybody, I'm sorry, that hurt me the most. That really hurt me when Peppermint, because we formed a bond in that car. And I don't know if they show that part because we haven't seen the first 3 episodes, but we actually made a pact, the 4 of us in the car. And
oh, you did?
We did. And it that was devastating. I feel really horrible. But at the end of the day, it is a game. And I don't want to put a target on my back,
Yeah. Peppermint, follow me on Instagram.
Yeah,
I'm following you.
Back to me.
We're gonna make that happen.
I think she's so mad at me.
We speak with Peppermint. We chat.
Oh, you do?
You do? Peppermint has not responded back to me.
Well, you know what I'm saying? So,
is she mad at me?
Maybe she's mad.
Too much.
So how does it feel to be the second best dressed guy?
I'd say back off.